and welcome. So I'll just take you through quickly the back end endpoints that were created for the expense split app collection. So we have the user auth, we have the group manager, we have the expense manager, we have the admin manager. So all of these have their own role. For the admin manager, obviously you cannot delete a user without having an admin role assigned to you, and also we have the revoke admin role if you are misusing it, and then the first admin if there's no admin in the database. So the expense manager, that's where you create get expense and get expenses for a group. Then for the group manager, you get the join members of a group, the get all groups for a user, and join a group. So the most important one is the user registration, login, logout, delete user. So obviously you can't delete the user if you don't have the admin role. Get user, get all users, fetch profile. So this is just the backend overview. So basically we have all this body request. This is for the registration of a new user. So we have all the validations. Username already exists. Obviously if that username already exists, should return something like that. Username already taken, this shouldn't be taken. Email already taken, because that one is accepted, then it moves on to the next validation. So this is what will happen also on the front end. So the user successfully registered. So what we'll need to log in is the username and the password. So copy this and go to the login endpoint. So then we log in. This should return a 2.0 status code, and also the token that will be used for authentication throughout all the other endpoints should we need to access. So this will log out the user. This will fetch the profile for the user. Then we say not put, because put will register. So if we want to get all groups for a user, we'll pass in the authorization token and see it should return nothing, because the user is not part of any group. So if we create a group, also the validations here apply, won't go, because now we need the authentication for that user. And we say a group with this name exists. Then we'll need to quickly change that so we can create group created successfully. Then you can get the groups for this user. It should return that group. You can see this is the group that we just created, and this is the unique code that you can share. Once you create a group, you get a unique code that you can share with your friends to join if they are not part of your group already. So obviously we will need the authentication. Then we go back to join group. It should tell you that you're already part of this group, because you are the creator of that. User is already a member of this group. So once the group is created, then we look into the main part, expense manager. So we can get the expenses. You can't create an expense without having a group. So if you say, it will say group not found. You will have to pass in the group to create the expense. So here we had that group number 6. So if we say get the expense for group 6, it should tell us something. Get expenses, authorization. So we come here, we say page 1, group number 6, page 10, we adjust that. There's no expenses because there are no expenses created, so we create a new expense. So to create a new expense, we can say the amount is 300, then the currency is ZAR, GDP, and euro. Then we go here, we pass in the authentication token, duplicate description found in the group because we don't need data to be messed up. Then we say user is not part of the selected group, and the user should join the group before they can create a thing. So then the expense is created successfully because the user is part of that group. There is a lot of work that still needs to be done, obviously, for improvements and all that. The user can access. This is the login screen, and we have the register screen for accessibility. So we have that at the bottom when you already have an account. So if we register, it should tell you all the required fields. Remember, we had on the back end test project as the username. It should tell us that all the validation on the back end should also apply here. So we're just going to randomly fill up data, but the username that's already taken. If we register, it says username already taken, which is part of that validation from the back end. Email is registered, then we add something here. validate the password, so it validates them according to their sequence in descending form. Password must contain at least number, password must contain at least one special character. Mean at 123, and we register test 1. Cool. Then we log out, then we try to log in with that user. If we log in with, it should say invalid credentials, not even password, not even username. Then we log in successful. Then we go to expenses. There shouldn't be you do not have permission to access this group because you are not part of any group. So if we go to the test project user, because we created quite a few things that needs to be seen, we should be able to see groups that the user has, which is that one, groupers. You can see groups joined, groupers, profile. You can see just Kamala. You can also upload a picture optionally. So in the groups, you can view members. You can use that code to join a group. If you enter a code to join a group not found because it's not there. But if we created a group, or someone did, and I need to join them from my phone, they will just give me a code. We've managed to cut it to 6 characters or length, so it can be memorizable or shared. Cool. You can also create a group here, right? Group name is required. You can say test 1 optional, and you create a group. It will say group created successfully. Then you have your test 1, no description provided, because the description was not provided. Cool. That's how the group work. And here, this is where you're going to create your expenses. Obviously, this only takes numbers. 1000, the description, and the only thing that's missing here that still needs to be added is the currency, which is ZAR, GDP, or Euro, GBP or GDP Euro. Then also the groups will be fetched automatically if the user is part of any group. So we can say SAPA and amount. In this case, it will not pass because what we need is to select a group. Normally the groups are supposed to be on that list and create an expense. So basically that's what it is, simple and short. And also add the payment integration on the group. Should the members view, will see who owes, who doesn't owe, and who's supposed to pay, and payment history. So that's still in pipeline, and this is the logout button.